Okay, so today I want to say give a few tips about how to deal with people sending you asshole energy and people sending you toxic energy. Sometimes people send you asshole energy, and it can be confusing because you may have had great communication with these people previously, and then they confuse you by all of a sudden sending you asshole energy. For example, you had like a deep conversation about interesting topics and you felt that you really had a great connection, and then they send you a message which sort of implies that whatever this is about something totally different. For example, changing the whole dynamic into being purely sexual or having something to do with everything else than what at least you felt that it was all about. And this is sort of actually a rejection from the person. They do not want that connection with you for some reason or other. And one thing also is that you could have felt a connection in a way that they didn't. But you know, oftentimes energy doesn't lie. So it may also be that they don't want to continue this relation to you. And the thing is that it's sort of confusing when people do things like that, and it's a sort of a hot and cold strategy also. It's like you're interested and then you kind of withdraw your attention, and that's very confusing. And it's very easy to then want to please this person. You want to have that attention back. But it is actually the complete opposite thing that you need to do, because giving them attention is only going to push them further away from you. So you just have to ignore them and forget about your story about a deep connection or an interesting encounter, because this is a story in your head and it might not be real, for one. And the other thing is that it's only going to make you miserable, and it's not a good strategy either. So, you know, if anything, now that they sent you asshole energy, they owe you an apology. So you actually have to expect that. You have to expect an apology. And if they don't give you an apology, don't be super nice and, be overly nice. Instead, if you don't get that apology that they owe you because they sent you asshole energy, then you should send them asshole energy back. So that's how to deal with people sending you asshole energy. About toxic energy. Toxic energy is often something that narcissists use, and these are people that are very unaware, and they are oftentimes bullies. So they're kind of using other people to do things for them, and they're, not people that consider how their way of being in the world is hurting other people. So, in regards to these people, it's not a solution to be toxic back. You can be generous, but you have to be clear and you have to set boundaries. Because if you're actually letting these people command you around and control you, they're going to get worse and worse and worse. And in the end, your life is going to be a nightmare. So you have to be clear with these people that what is okay with you. Because it's not going to get better by pleasing them. So, even though you consider yourself a really nice person, maybe you consider yourself to be awakened or spiritual or whatnot, sometimes you need your spirituality actually demands you to be clear and or to set boundaries and send an appropriate energy back. You have to be in control of your own energy, and not always, being spiritual does not mean that you're always nice if that, you know, is affecting yourself negatively. You're not going to be toxic towards anyone. You're always going to be a nice person, but you have to set boundaries, and you're not going to be overly nice if that's not what the situation demands. So that was my advice on how to deal with energy that is sort of less nice, more disconnected.